Hello everyone, this is Ambitious Painter and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a memory drawing, and the topic is village scene. Now, memory drawing is one of the most important subjects for art students because it is not just testing your drawing skills but your observation, imagination, composition and storytelling abilities all at once. In many art entrance examinations and art school assessments, memory drawing carries significant marks because it helps examiners understand how well you can visualize and organize a scene from your own understanding. In today's demonstration, I will show you how to approach a topic like village scene step by step. We will focus on composition, placement of elements, depth, proportion, and storytelling. So keep your pencils ready, follow along carefully, and try to understand the thinking process behind each step. Once you learn this approach, you will find memory drawing much easier, even if you are preparing for any competition, examination, or just improving your drawing skills. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, and let's get right into the video. As you can see, we have placed 3 farmers in such a way that all of their actions and movements are directed towards the center of the page. This helps keep the viewer's attention within the page instead of letting the eye move outside the composition. The central area becomes the main focal point, and all 3 figures contribute to guiding our gaze towards it. You can also notice that the positions and gestures of the farmers are different from one another. This creates variety and makes the scene look more natural. Later, we can add a few more figures in the background to create depth. Whenever you're drawing a memory drawing composition, start by sketching the basic structure and placement of the human figures. Don't worry about details in the beginning. First, establish the proportions, posture, and action of each figure. Once the structure is correct, you can gradually add details. While adding details, make sure that the figures look believable and not like simple stick figures. Since these are farmers who work physically in the fields, their bodies should show some strength and muscle structure. They don't need to look like bodybuilders, but they should have a natural muscular build that reflects their daily work. Also pay attention to the clothing and accessories of the figures. The dressing should be appropriate to the subject and environment so that the scene looks convincing and supports the story of the composition. As I've mentioned in many of my memory drawing videos, one of the most important rules is that you should include at least 4 to 5 human figures that are visible from head to toe. The complete figure should be seen. Avoid drawing figures that are cut off, hidden, or only partially visible unless the composition specifically demands it. I'm telling you this because I personally faced this problem during my entrance exam preparation. My drawing skills were good, but I didn't score as well as I expected. The reason was simple. I was unaware of many of these important rules. Nobody told me that the composition should contain enough human figures, that the subject should stand out clearly, or that the colors should be used in a way that creates contrast and attracts attention. Because I didn't know these things, I lost marks even though my drawing itself was decent. That's why I always tell my students that drawing skill alone is not enough. These examination rules and presentation techniques carry marks. Examiners look for these points, and if you ignore them, you may lose marks unnecessarily. So the first and foremost rule is to include 4 to 5 main human figures, visible from head to toe. If the subject is an outdoor scene, such as a village scene, market, playground, or farming activity, then you can add more supporting figures in the background. The main figures should still remain 4 to 5 in number, while the additional figures help create depth, activity, and a sense of realism. The scene should feel lively and naturally populated rather than empty. So remember, rule number 1. Always include 4 to 5 complete human figures as the main focus of your memory drawing composition. Now let's move on to rule number 2, which is also one of the most important rules in memory drawing. Your main human figures should follow the 7.5 head proportion model. The figures that are placed in the foreground should be large enough and drawn according to this proportion. Many students make the mistakes of drawing very small figures, which leaves a lot of empty space on the paper. Your composition should be planned in such a way that the human figures help fill the page properly and create a strong visual impact. In this particular memory drawing, the farmers are bending and working in the field, so their visible height appears shorter. However, if these figures were standing upright, their proportions would still follow the 7.5 head model. The posture changes, but the basic proportion remains correct. Another important point is perspective. The figure in the foreground should be the largest because it is closest to the viewer. The figures in the middle ground should be slightly smaller, and the figures in the background should be the smallest. This gradual reduction in size creates a natural sense of depth and distance within the composition. If all the figures are drawn at the same size, the drawing will look flat. But when you vary the size according to perspective, the scene becomes more realistic and visually convincing. So rule number 2, draw your main figures using the 7.5 head proportion. Keep the foreground figures large enough to occupy the page effectively and use size variation to create depth through perspective. Now let's talk about rule number 3. These rules are specifically related to the drawing aspect of memory drawing. I'm not talking about coloring in this video. We'll focus only on the drawing and composition. Your memory drawing should always have a clear foreground, middle ground, and background. This applies not only to human figures but also to objects, trees, buildings, roads, fields, and every other element present in the composition. Everything should be arranged in a way that creates depth and distance. One of the most common mistakes students make is creating a flat composition. They place everything on a single level, and as a result, the drawing lacks depth and looks unrealistic. A good memory drawing should never feel flat. The viewer should be able to clearly understand which elements are closer, which are in the middle distance, and which are far away. Another important point is that your composition should not end abruptly in the foreground. The foreground should never be empty. You should place suitable objects, human figures, tools, plants, or any relevant elements in the foreground to create a strong sense of space and to lead the viewer into the scene. Similarly, the middle ground and background should also contain supporting elements that help tell the story of the subject. All the objects and figures should be distributed thoughtfully across these 3 levels of depth. So remember, rule number 3. Your memory drawing must always have a proper foreground, midground, and background. Divide your human figures and objects across these 3 areas and always create a strong sense of depth and perspective. This will make your composition look more realistic, complete, and visually engaging. Now let's move on to rule number 4, which is all about details. Whenever you start adding details to your memory drawing, make sure those details help explain the subject clearly. A good memory drawing should communicate the topic even without any written title. The examiner should be able to understand what is happening in the scene just by looking at your drawing. For example, in this composition, the farmers are carrying bundles of grass. So the crop or the grass they are holding should be clearly visible. If you simply draw a random shape in their hands, the action becomes unclear. The examiner should immediately understand what the figures are doing. Let's take another example. Suppose your subject is a vegetable market. If a person is carrying a shopping bag, it should not look like an empty plastic bag. You should show some vegetables coming out of that bag or visible through the opening. This makes the activity clear. Otherwise, it may look like the person is simply walking around with a bag and the connection to the vegetable market becomes weak. Similarly, the baskets, stalls, and containers in the market should contain vegetables and other relevant items. Every object should contribute to the story of the composition. The same principle applies to clothing and accessories. In this village scene, the dress of the figures should be appropriate to the environment. The women should wear simple saris that are commonly seen in villages. Avoid giving them overly fashionable clothing, heavy jewelry, or bright decorative designs that do not suit the subject. Likewise, the men's clothing, such as their dhoti or lungi, should also look authentic and appropriate for the scene. In short, every object, every costume, and every detail should be relevant to the subject. This is why proper observation and reference study are very important. Before drawing, spend some time understanding the subject and collecting visual references. Then, while drawing, make sure you include those details thoughtfully and accurately. So, remember rule number 4: add meaningful and relevant details. Every detail should help make the subject clearer, more authentic, and easier for the examiner to understand. Now let's come to rule number 5, which is the final rule in this video. The direction of your human figures is very important in memory drawing. In most cases, the main figures should not be shown with their backs completely facing the viewer. Instead, their faces should be visible in some way. The figures can be shown in profile view, three-quarter view, or a side view, but the action and expression should remain understandable. At the same time, I would also avoid placing a major foreground figure directly facing the viewer as if it is looking straight into the camera. In memory drawing, the figures should usually be engaged with the activity and interacting with the environment rather than posing for the audience. The best approach is to make the figures face towards the center of the composition or towards the main action of the scene. This helps guide the viewer's eye and keeps the attention focused on the subject. Now, background figures can be an exception. If a figure is standing farther away and looking at an event,
a group of people or an activity, then showing the back of that figure can work. But for the main figures in the foreground, avoid making them completely back facing whenever possible. The reason is simple. When a major figure turns its back towards the viewer, it can weaken the visual connection between the audience and the subject. Sometimes, it can even make the action less clear. In an examination, clarity is very important. You want the examiner to immediately understand what is happening in the scene and where the focus of the composition lies. So remember, rule number 5. Keep your main figures engaged with the action, allow their faces to be visible through profile or three-quarter views, and make them direct the viewer's attention towards the center of the composition and the main subject. So these were the 5 important rules for the drawing part of memory drawing. If you follow these 5 rules consistently, your memory drawings will improve significantly and you'll have a much better chance of scoring good marks in your entrance exams and practical examinations. Many students focus only on drawing skills, but presentation, composition, proportion, depth, and clarity are equally important. My advice is not just to watch this video and move on. Practice these rules while drawing. Every time you make a memory drawing, check whether you have included all the points we discussed today. The more you practice, the more naturally these rules will become a part of your drawing process. One thing I've learned from my own experience is that hard work alone is not always enough. You need smart work along with hard work. You should know what the examiners are looking for and understand the rules that carry marks. When your drawing skills and these presentation rules work together, that's when you start getting much better results. So keep practicing, keep observing, and keep these 5 rules in mind whenever you create a memory drawing. If you do that, you will be on the right track and you will be much more confident in your examinations.
I hope you like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more videos like this one, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get the instant notification on my latest video releases. This is Ambitious Painter signing off. Thank you.